A dangerous tax plan to save Social Security? Well, right now, the cap on income eligible to be taxed for Social Security is almost $98,000. But some lawmakers, well, they want to raise that cap. Some even want to eliminate it altogether. Jonathan, what would that do to small business owners? I mean, they have to pay 12.4% to their Social Security taxes.
It would kill them, Terry, and it would kill the economic growth that this country has enjoyed through the growth of small business. But, you know, the lawmakers are going to find somebody to pay for it. If it's not small business, it'll be big business, rich people, young people, old people. You know, they're going to find the money to keep this Ponzi scheme going, and that's exactly what Social Security is. The problem with Social Security is Social Security, and I think it should be retired and not kept going any longer.
How exciting. I completely agree with you.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm not shocked, Alexis. I'm happy, but I'm not shocked.
You know,
more people should.
I really think it will have a crippling effect on the small businesses. And if you look at small businesses in this country, they're accounting for 70% of the job growth in this country over the past 5 years. I mean, there are almost 26 million businesses in this country that really qualify as small businesses. If you do this to them, you're crippling their ability to hire and to constantly innovate and create.
Yeah, we're talking big numbers here. 12.4% is a big tax bite to begin with.
I'll make a prediction. The Democrats raise the taxable amount to say $130,000. Okay.
And what will that do?
For a small, okay, that will mean as of next year that a small business owner will pay an extra $3,400 a year in tax on Social Security tax at 12 point whatever it is percent. That's what will happen. That's in what way can this possibly be good for small business?
And this is not just for the owners. These are for also the employees that they have to cover.
They pay $1,700
You're all
extra
gravely over it. Look, let's assume to fix Social Security, you have to cut benefits and raise taxes. It's the only way to do it. You can raise the 12.4% rate, or you can raise the cap. Now, my last small business, I had 30 employees. Nobody made over $100,000. In fact, 98% of small business employees do not make enough to be if they raise the cap. So, as a small business owner, would I rather see the rate raised or the cap raised? I'd rather see the cap raised because that's going to hit big businesses, hedge funds, banks, people where people make a lot of money.
Yeah, the hedge funds are really going to hurt having to pay the extra Social Security on their billions. Wayne?
Well, I disagree with all of you in the following sense. Let me tell you why. You're addressing the tax part. You're not addressing the spend part. You're not addressing why it's going out the window. It's because of the profligacy of the Congress, who has robbed the Social Security fund for years, that we're in this state. What we ought to do is say to every member, let me finish. Please let me finish. Everybody in Congress should pay that tax themselves. They should be volunteers. They shouldn't get a salary, and that'll stop this stuff real quick, because they're all morons and thieves.
Well, the question is, I mean, do we actually believe that even raising this is really going to help Social Security? I mean, that's the thing I can't get past is, do we believe this is actually going to help the problem? The problem is so big. Is this one thing going to help it?
But Alexis, let's say I could show you a PowerPoint that said it could be done. Would you then still be in favor of even continuing Social Security as a system? I mean, if we can make the numbers work, is it a moral system?
It's not a question of fixing the Social Security system. The Democrats want to tax you because you are successful and rich and wealthy and you make money. They're going to tax your income, they're going to tax your capital gains, and they're going to tax on payrolls. It's going to happen.
The system has to be shored up. Alexis is right. It's not one thing. It's two things. We're going to have to cut benefits as much as raise taxes, but those two things are going to have to happen to keep the system alive. And let's face it, it's going to have to be kept. People aren't going to get rid of it. That's a fantasy. And this is the best way of the worst ways to do it.
The Democrats are in a punitive stage. They want to punish success. And it's a political winner for them, and that's the truth.
And Alexis, this is a demographic problem. That's the problem. There aren't going to be enough people working to pay for the people who are retired.
You're absolutely
raising taxes isn't going to solve that.
You're absolutely right. That is part of the biggest issues here. And you know, going back to what Jonah said, there are two ways you got to look at this, and you have to look at the benefit situation, and you have to say to yourself, what is the healthy solution? If it's not going away, I just don't think this is the solution. And Stuart, I believe me, I'm in your camp here, but we got to come up with, like, maybe we need to just start fresh now.
All they want is your money. That's the last word.
Okay, that is the last word.